wish you all a really blessed Christmas and a wonderful New Year. We have some more jokes, okay, guys? Just to laugh ourselves silly. Yeah. On the way home from a church, a little boy asked his mother, "Is it true, Mom, that we are made of dust?" "Yes, darling." "Okay. And do we go back to dust again when we die?" "It's true also, darling." "Okay. Mom, then come and look under my bed." There's one person just born or dying. Talking about a subject of genetics, a biology teacher cited an example of producing fish with red and white stripes by crossing red fish with white fish. And then one of the kids raised his hand and say, "Sir, then can we get a panda by crossing a white bear and a black bear?" A panda, black and white. John went to visit a friend in the hospital. In the garden, he was curious to see that two doctors crawling on the ground looking for something. So he went forward and asked, "What have you dropped? Can I help?" One of the doctors looked up and said, "Nothing really. A patient who is a loan shark needs a heart transplant. We are looking for a stone of suitable size." Terrible. One day, the teacher is bluffing in class again. Then, in the dictionary of my life, there is no such a word as fail. So came a feeble voice from a student. "Sir, you may use mine." My dictionary. The sermon was very long this Sunday morning, and little Johnny was getting more and more restless. And so suddenly, in a whisper, but very loud, into his mother's ear, he blurted out, "If we give him the money right now, Ma, will he let us go?" You know, they don't lie. They're simple, straightforward. One day a tiger saw a beautiful and fat snake, and an unprecedented appetite rose from his stomach. So the tiger took strides to run after the snake, and in a hurry the snake got into a river too quickly. So the tiger had to wait patiently by the riverside, hoping the snake would resurface. After a long time, the turtle came onto the bank, and the tiger caught it immediately and said, "Ha! You tried to escape? I can recognize you even if you put on a new vest." Johnny said, "Daddy, I want to ask you a question." After first day in Sunday school. So Daddy said, "Okay." Little Johnny said, "Oh, the teacher was reading the Bible to us all about the children of Israel building this temple and the children of Israel crossing the Red Sea the children of Israel do this, do that. Oh, what have all the adults been doing? There was a member of a climbing team, Johnny, was struck by an avalanche, so he fell into a deep valley. Another team member, Joe, who survived the accident, recovered from the shock and tried to call his unlucky teammate on the walkie-talkie. Johnny, are you still okay? So on the other end came Johnny's voice. Yes, I'm still here, alive. And Joe said, thanks God. How are your arms? So Johnny said, my arms are okay. So how are your legs? And John said, my legs are okay. So Joe said, can you try to climb up by yourself? So Johnny said, I don't think so. I have not landed yet. Still falling. Oh my God. What a Humpty Dumpty. Did you hear about a man from the Income Tax Bureau who phoned a certain minister and said that we are checking the tax return of a member of your church and we noticed that he lists a donation to your church about $300. Is that correct, sir? So the minister answered without hesitation, I haven't got my records available here, but I will promise you one thing. If he has not given, I will make him. He will give it. Wife asked her husband, I married you only because no one else took pity on you. So the husband said, you succeeded. Now I have the sympathy of everyone. He's a man of rare intelligence because he rarely shows any. You know, if brains were dynamite, she wouldn't have enough to blow her nose. Back and forth. Huh? Man and woman, revenge each other. He doesn't want anyone to make a fuss over him, just to treat him as they would any other great man only. The husband said to wife, the TV weather forecast is not correct. Yesterday it said there will be rain today, but there is not a drop at all. The wife said, I told you already that this TV set is too old to be trusted. We need a new one. So cute. A little boy asked his dad, Daddy, is a Ferrari a red car with a horse on it? Daddy said, yes, son. So the boy said, then I saw one this morning. A red car with a horse on it. Probably a guy who looked like a horse. A speeding driver was stopped by a police car as he was making records. The policeman said to the driver, I am fining you because you exceeded 60 miles per hour just now. The driver replied, Sir, please write 100 miles for me. Will you? Because I'm thinking about selling this car. You know, fast car. Still able. Have the police record to show it and to prove it. Some people cause happiness wherever they go. Some others, whenever they go. He had to see the doctor in the morning for a blood test. So he stayed up all night studying for it. some intelligence. A man went into a bookshop and he asked, "Where is the book for it say that a happy life in marriage?" So the shop assistant replied, "On the fiction section." So the man asked again, "Well, how about the art of couple relationship?" The shop assistant replied, "Oh, that's a martial arts novel." Go to the first shelf on your left. No existence, huh? No existence. She made him a millionaire, the wife. Before she married him, he was a billionaire. You were thinking something. When it comes to telling her age, she is shy, about 20 years shy. Sounds like me. You know how old I am? Shh. There is no doubt he is trying. In fact, he's very trying. And very trying means very tiring, yeah? Very strenuous for you. One day, a literature professor, well known for his trick to baffle his students, assigned a very unpleasant composition, an essay, which must include the two elements, nobility and love. The student thought very hard about their creations, but one student submitted the assignment the next day anyway. So there was only one sentence in his composition. It said like this: "The princess is expecting." Seeing this, the professor was very angry. So he asked the student to add a fictional element in it. Quickly, the student added some more words. "The Aquarius princess is expecting." So the professors got more fed up, asking him to add a suspense element in his essay. So the student added the following quickly: "The Aquarius princess is expecting. Who did it?" That's all the element, no? And the professor flew into a rage. So he used his severest trick, asking the student to add a religious element, and he smiled, wickedly, thinking the student will lose. So the next day, the student submitted the following composition: "The Aquarius princess is expecting," mean pregnant, huh? "Oh my God, who did it?" A religious element. Do you know how to milk an ant? First, you have to have a very low stool to sit down. It's just a joke. It was a joke. If a dog lost his tail, where would he get another one? Do you know? In a retail shop. Ha ha ha. That did number one say. I always stress to my kid that there must be two scenes, yeah? Number one, mission, passion, and vision. So that number two. And the outcome, that number one say again. Alas, there is only one television in their hearts. Okay. Only one genre in their heart. That's television. I hope it is the Supreme Television. A couple came to a wishing well, where you drop money in and wish something. Yeah. So the husband dropped a coin into the well and then kneel there and pray in silence for a wish. So the wife also wanted to pray, but she was carelessly slipped into the well when she bent down to kneel. So the husband was very dumbfounded. And then he laughed and excitedly saying to God, "Thank you. Very thanks for listening." Oh, bad one, huh? We could reverse it. Okay, we do it again. A couple came into the well and the wife dropped a coin into the well and she kneeled there and prayed for a wish. The husband also wanted to pray, but he was careless and dropped himself into the well. After a dumbfounded silence, the wife was so exuberant. She said, "Thanks God, you are really listening." Now you are both happy. Okay? Yeah. One day, a carpenter, a priest, and a cook went on an outing in the countryside, and they made a bet and agreed not to mention any business or work. Okay? So the carpenter was tired, so they stopped to rest under a tree. The carpenter said, "What a good tree! I bet a bed made of this tree would be very comfortable." So the cook said, "You lose, because I should not mention work or business." The carpenter replied in a hurry, "Yes, I am not as careful as you, cooking the way you do." The cook responded right away, "But everyone who eats my dishes praises me." The carpenter said, "You lose too." At this moment, the priest said to them both, "Thank God I win." You got it, yeah? Yeah. Why does the ocean roar? Roar, R-O-A-R. Why?
Because the wind whistles.
Not that serious. The answer is, you would roar too if you had a lobster in your bed. Cool, eh? Somebody think about that. What has 4 legs and flies? 4 legs and flies. What is it? A picnic table. What is definition of a financial genius? Well, same like the one I told you yesterday. It's a person who can earn money faster than the family can spend it. And what is the definition of a successful family, happy family? They found the one, the family that has that guy. Okay. In that case, I have an excuse not to be happy. It's just like you. No fun. What is another name for tupi? Tupi? Weak? Tupai. Toupee. That's to pay. To pay, yeah? You got it to pay? To pay? How about English? To pay too? Okay, what is another name for it? Top secret. Top secret. Why did Humpty Dumpty have a great fall?
We sat on a wall.
Second chance. 2 cakes. No? Okay, I take my cakes. Because he wants to make up for a terrible summer. Oh, that's a cheat. Fall, it's autumn, yes. Yeah. Two psychotic talk together, huh? One asks the other, how is it? Is the book well written, no? So the bee say, wonderful. It is really a masterpiece. Without a word of nonsense. Concise and powerful. But there is only one weak point. Too many characters are presented. And there's a nurse nearby, she said, hey, you two, don't mess with the phone book over there, eh? At a 30th anniversary school reunion, someone mentioned the guide for couples, and everyone talked enthusiastically. The mailman said, frequent communication. And the builder said, a firm base is important. They talk about family, The owner of an appliance shop. To avoid friction, earth wire should be connected ahead of time. And the pharmacist say, love is a cure-all. They are used here, professional word. And the landlord of a hotel, according to him, a warm environment, pleasant atmosphere, and emphasis on privacy. And the wholesaler of a rice shop saying, like first-class rice, a little sticky, but not too sticky. And a medical doctor offer his opinion. Prevention is more important than cure. Don't make a small illness a big one. Owner of a flower shop. Water frequently to keep fresh. What kind of book that is has more steering pages than any other book?
More what kind of thing?
More steering pages. Steering.
Cookery.
Yeah, cookbook. Steer fry. Steer this, steer that. What two words have the most letters? What is the two words that has the most letters? The post office. Post office. Have a lot of letters. They're tricking us, I know. I wouldn't be able to answer either. Who would think about such thing? Adam and Eve were living in the Garden of Eden. One day, Eve asked Adam, do you really love me? Adam said, do I have any other alternative? If you have 7 apples and I ask you for 2, how many would you have left?
5.
7. I won't give you any. Teacher asks a student, what are you? Animal, vegetable, or mineral? What are you? Little boy say, vegetable. I am a human being. Human being, yeah. But it's a human being. B-E-A-N. Anyway, you are vegetable. Anyway, because you eat vegetarian. Yeah, you are vegetarian. You eat only vegetable. Yeah. It's like in the airplane, a stewardess asks, who's vegetarian? Who got the vegetarian? And she said, it's me. And she keep asking, who's another vegetarian? It's me. And she just keep asking until she come, and who's pork? It's me. Who chicken? It's me. Understand? The guy, who is chicken? It's like who is the one who ordered the chicken, but she make it fast. So I said, who said chicken? Johnny said to his friend, my college has turned out some great men. So his friend asked, I didn't know you were a college graduate. So Johnny said, I'm the one that they turned out. Mommy said to little Daisy, Daisy, you want to have a cookie? Daisy did not respond. And then Mommy asked again, Daisy, you want to have a cookie? So then Daisy said, yes, Mom. So Mommy asked, why did you let me ask you twice? Daisy said, because I want 2 cookies. It was the little girl's first day at school, and the teacher was making out her registration card. Teacher asked, what is your father's name? So the child said, Daddy. Yes, I know, but what does your mother call him? Oh, she doesn't call him any name. She likes him. You understand? Not idiot, lazy, lousy stuff. A hen complained to a cow. Look, humans are intolerable that they use contraceptives every day, but let us lay eggs. So the cow replied, so what? They drink my milk every day, but nobody calls me mommy. It's true, no? Yeah. The teacher asked the student, why don't you brush your teeth? I can see what you had for breakfast this morning. The student say, what did I have? The teacher say, cornflakes. So the student say, you are wrong. That was yesterday. A little boy was praying in the church. Oh dear God, I have a small wish. Please move the capital to New York. A priest nearby heard him and asked him, why do you pray for that? The boy replied, a question in the exam asked where the capital is, and I wrote New York. Big mistake, huh? A young college student had stayed up all night studying for his zoology test the next day. As he entered the classroom, he saw 10 stands with 10 birds on them. So each bird had a sack cover his head, and only the legs were showing. He sat right in the front row because he wanted to do the best job possible. So the professor announced that the test would be to look at each bird on the legs and give the common name, habitat, genus, and species. So the student looked at each of the bird's legs. They all looked similar to him. He began to get very upset. So he had stayed up all night studying all things about birds, and now he had to identify the bird by their legs only. So the more he thought about it, the more upset he get. So he couldn't stand no longer. Finally, he went up to the professor's desk and said, what a stupid test. How could anyone tell the differences between the birds by looking at their legs? With that, he threw his test paper on the desk and walked out. The professor was very surprised. The class was so big that he didn't know every student's name. So he asked the student before he reached the door, Mister, what's your name? So the student pulled up his trousers. You know already. Show his leg and say, you tell me. Funny, no? Yeah. In a crazy loon house, a new head of the madhouse is inspecting the ward and saw a patient sitting in an armchair and swaying back and forth and always murmuring, Lily, oh Lily, oh Lily, Lily. So the new head, manager, asked the doctor, why is this man mentally disturbed? The doctor replied, Lily is the woman who left him. So the new head went on with the inspection, coming to another ward, in which a man also kept knocking his head against the wall, also murmuring, Lily, Lily, oh Lily. So the new manager asked the doctor, why is this patient also connected with Lily? So the doctor said, of course, he's the one that married Lily. The girl said to the boy, too bad that you failed the test. How far were you from the right answer? The boy said, 2 seat. Copy. A horse rider was knocked and injured by a car. So he started a lawsuit. The judge said to him, according to the police report on the spot, you told the police you were not injured. So the complainant said, yes. When the policeman arrived, my horse was dying. The policeman shot him to end his pain, and he turned back and asked how I was. I had to tell him that I'm okay. Otherwise, I might shoot him to end his pain too. A father was examining his son's report card and said to his son, one thing is definitely in your favor. With this test paper report, you could not possibly be cheating. It's too low. He cannot be copied or cheating. At an animal race competition, a donkey who was very supercilious to a leopard who had won the championship. Let's go to the crowded town to compete if you are really something. Yeah, the horse said to the leopard. The leopard asked, can you run faster that way? So the donkey replied, of course. Don't forget my shouting is identical to that of the ambulance. So all the car will run away now. Okay. For weeks and weeks, a 6-year-old had kept telling his first grade teacher about the baby brother or sister that was expected in his house, at his house. Then one day the mother allowed the boy to feel the movements of the unborn child in her stomach. The 6-year-old was obviously, very amazed and impressed, but she didn't say anything. And then at the school, he doesn't tell anymore about the expected sister or brother in the house anymore. So one day, finally, the sister sat down with him and asked, Tommy, whatever become of that baby brother or sister that you were expecting at home? Why don't you say anything anymore about it? So Tommy was very quiet and then burst into tears and confessed, I think Mommy ate it. Oh dear. Mr. John had been elected chairman of the Workers' Union for 4 successive sessions. A new reporter came to interview him. Chairman John, would you like to talk about your feeling of succeeding? Mr. John smiled instead of replying, pointing at the vegetarian hamburger on the table. Suggests the reporter to eat it. Oh, he feels very honored, so he eat immediately And after that, Mr. John tell him to eat another vegetarian hamburger. So the reporter feel also very privileged. He copied out right away. And after that, Mr. John tell him to eat another vegetarian hamburger, and so on, 4, 5, 6 of them. So the reporter say, okay, you didn't tell me about the feeling of succeeding, no? Hmm? So the Mr. John said, you already experienced it. Librarian tell a little girl, please be quiet. The people next to you can't read. So the little girl said, what a shame. I have been reading since I was 6. Teacher said to the student, number 29, stand up and answer this question. Number 29 say, no, I can't, sir. The teacher say, say what you do if you cannot. So number 29 say, I sit down. You cannot stand, then I sit down. The teacher say to a student, really, Johnny, your handwriting is horrible. You must learn to write better. So Johnny say, well, if I did, you will be finding fault with my spelling. A teacher asked the student to make up sentence in which there must be a word sugar. So Lisa said, I'm drinking milk tea. And the teacher asked, where is sugar? The Lisa said, in the milk tea. The teacher, what is an emperor? Johnny, I don't know. The teacher say, an emperor is a ruler. Johnny said, sure, I used to carry an emperor to school with me every day. A ruler. One day after the exam, Johnny asked his friend, how was your exam? So Peter said, I submit a blank paper. What about you? So Johnny said, me too, God. Will the teacher think that we copy each other? Some plants, the teacher said, have the prefix dog. For example, there is the dog's rose, the dogwood, the dog violet. Who can name another plant prefixed by dog? So the little boy shouted, I can. Cauliflower. Collie is a kind of dog. Collie is a dog, type of dog. Hi, you guys don't have dogs, that's why. I can tell. You don't know every dog, huh? Collie. You know, like Lassie? That's a collie, yeah. A recruiting ad for a French learning class says like the following. If you find you do not like this course and want to quit after the first class, you can require to return your tuition, but you must say this in French. Then you have to stay. Teacher say to student, why did you do so poor in the exam? Kitty, the degrees of my glasses are not good enough. And Jimmy, my neck is sprained. And Lily, the classmate before me is too tall. And Tony, the classmate next to me used a pencil, so I could not see it clearly. All kind of excuses. As a special treat, a teacher took her class to visit a museum of natural history. The children returned home excitedly. On rushing into his house, one of the little boys tell his mother, "What do you think we did today, Mom?" The mother said, "What? What did you do?" "Oh," he said, "the teacher took us to a dead circus." The dead animals. One time, I was working at a small shop. There were very few customers, even in its busiest time. One day it was 3 o'clock, and there wasn't a customer at all so far, so the manager asked a clerk to close the front door. The clerk came back after a while and said nervously, "I'm sorry, sir, the door is locked. I forgot to open it this morning." No wonder, no customer. What a clerk, huh? The salesman say, "Hello, this friend with little hair. You are lucky to meet me. Try this hair restorer." So customer with very little hair say, "Is it effective?" Salesman say, "My hair was less than yours. Look how much hair I have got now. Believe it or not, when I combed my hair this morning carelessly, I dropped hair restorer on the comb and it became a brush." Mary went into a law office. "I want to know if I have the basic conditions for divorce." The lawyer said, "Are you married?" "Married? Of course I am." The lawyer said, "You have the basic conditions." That's the only requirement. The teacher say, "I hope I didn't see you looking at someone else's paper." So Billy say, "I hope so too, teacher." Husband said to the wife, "Why don't women pay more attention to cultivation of manner, reading more to feel inner beauty, but always doing skincare at the beauty salon instead, spending time on the superficial external beauty?" So the wife said, "That's because most men are superficial, but few of them are blind." Don't understand? Okay. Students say to the teacher, "I don't think I deserve a 0 on this test." The teacher say, "Neither do I, but it's the lowest mark I can give you." The husband was watching the World Cup on TV, staring at the screen and doing nothing for hours every day. Well, typical, no? I heard, huh? Yeah. So the wife could not stand it any longer, went back to her parent out of anger. On arrival, she saw her father sitting alone before a TV set, watching the World Cup also, and asked, "Where is Mom?" Father said without turning, "She's gone to your grandma's." A student wrote the following on his pre-Christmas examination paper. "Only God knows the answer to this question. Merry Christmas." The professor returned the paper with the following notation. "God gets an A and you get an F. Happy New Year." A veterinary was about to go out for business. Before leaving, he asked his assistant to remember to feed the medicine to an injured horse. "Okay, you insert an end of a tube into the horse's mouth, put a pill into the tube, and then blow the tube. That's okay." And then he left. But when he came back, he found the assistant was sick and laying on the ground. The vet asked, "What happened?" The assistant said, "Well, unexpectedly, that horse blew faster than I did." A college boy said to his mother, "Hey, I decided that I want to be a political science major, and I want to clean up the mess in the world. Wow. The mother said, "That's very nice. You can go upstairs right now and start cleaning your room." A touching poem, huh? I wrote your name on the sky, but it was blown away by the wind. I wrote your name on the beach, but it was swept off by the waves. Later, I wrote your name in every corner of the city. As a result, I was taken away by the police. On the street, John and his mother saw a poor woman with a darkened and skinny child asking for help. "Merci, please, for this poor child. He doesn't have a dad." So Johnny's mom gave the child a corn. And Johnny was a little puzzled and asked mother, "Mom, I think she needs a dad, not money." When the father called home, the 6-year-old son answered and said, "Don't talk too loud, Dad. The babysitter is asleep." She's supposed to watch, no? Dr. Smith felt that he was unlucky because none of his patients were ever cured. So his wife also felt very strange. And then she asked him one day, "Darling, why was none of your patients ever cured? People say your skills are inferior." So Dr. Smith said, No, it's not like that. I graduated from the medical college with distinction. My skills are superior, but the patients are inferior. That's the problem. So the wife said, "Really? How can your patients be inferior?" So the doctor said, "I treat them according to the medical books, but they don't have the illness according to the medical books." Strange patients. Father asked the son, "Why don't you get a job?" So Sonny said, "Why? Why should I get a job?" Father said, "So you can put some money in a bank account and earn some interest." The son said, "But why?" Father said, "So that when you are old, you can use the money in your bank and never have to work again." The son said, "But I'm not working now." Already not working. Why worry, huh? The boss said to Johnny, the baseball star, "I would like to give you a big sum of money if you donate some blood to other players so that they can become as strong and persistent as you are." So Johnny smiled. "In this way, boss, I buy some of your blood with a certain sum to make all of us wealthy, okay?" The girl said, "The man I marry must stand out in company, must be musical, must tell jokes, line dance, and stay at home all nights." Every night. So the mother said, "You don't want a husband, you want a television set." "My children are at the perfect age. Too old to cry at night and too young to borrow my car." In order to sell houses, a salesman repeatedly praised this apartment building and its community. "What a fine place it is, with bright sunshine, fresh air, beautiful flowers and green grassland. The residents here never know what illness and death are." At this moment, a group of people who attend a funeral were coming from the distance, wailing very loudly, So the salesman immediately said, "Look, this poor man is the doctor in this community. He died of hunger." Because he just said nobody know death. Sonny said to Dad, "Dad, what is creeping inflation?" Father said, "Creeping inflation is when your mother starts out asking for new shoes and ends up with a complete new outfit." Are there such family? They always complain about women spending. I don't know, is it true? Huh? I spend a lot, nobody complain, nothing. The plane is about to take off. An airline hostess announces, "Ladies and gentlemen, please fasten your seatbelt. Because the plane is to take off in a minute." Half an hour after taking off, the hostess announces again, "Ladies and gentlemen, please tighten your seatbelts. A little more. I'm very sorry to inform you that we have forgot to load the breakfast on board." Another stewardess, "Now let us exemplify for you how to use the safety belt. Insert the metal button and then fasten the belt tight. If you still do not know how to use it, you are advised not to go out without the company of a supervisor." When the passenger cabin loses pressure, the oxygen mask will fall automatically. Don't cry. Put it down and cover your nose and mouth with it. If you have a child, please help him or her after you wore the mask yourself. If you have more than one child, please decide now which one you love more. Another airplanes, blah, blah, blah. And then, if the plane has to land on water surface, but please don't inflate before leaving the plane. If time allows, you can take some food offered by our company by the way, for you can use it to drive away sharks. Oh my God. Don't remember this when you fly back. "Hello everyone" is another version. "Hello everyone, this is the captain. Welcome to take this flight from Songshan to Kaohsiung Airport. Now I have a small requirement. A plane from other air company will pass us on our right. Will you please fill the vacant seat by the right windows so that they will think we are not affected by the economic depression? Thank you for your cooperation." Mother said to the kid, "Every time you are naughty, I get another gray hair." So the son said, "Oh, Mom, you must have been a terror when you were young. Just look at Grandma." Photographer to a young man, "It will make a much better picture if you put your hand on your father's shoulder." Father say, "It would be much more natural if he had his hand in my pocket." The Canadian Space Navigation Department began to send astronauts into space, but soon they learned that ball pens could not be used at all by the astronauts in the state of weight loss. The ball pen will go up there and the ink don't run down, so they cannot write with it. So it took them 10 years and $12 billion for the scientists to invent a new ball pen which can be used in such a stage of weight loss, upside down position, or being in water, any plane surface, and 300 C below zero. While the Russians have been using pencils in space all the time, all this time. Yeah, some inventions are just useless. Two Cub Scouts whose younger brother had fallen into a shallow pond rushed home to mother with tears in their eyes. "Mom, we were trying to give him artificial respiration," one of them sobbed. "But he kept getting up and walking away." A woman came to the hospital in a hurry. "Doctor, look at me. I was frightened when I looked at myself in the mirror after I got up. My hair all got up straight. My face is covered with wrinkles and looked so pale, and my eyes were red, looked like a dead person. What's wrong with me?" So after a careful examination, doctor said, "Well, I am very sure to tell you that your eyesight has no problem at all." Mother said to kid, "Lisa, you shouldn't always keep everything for yourself. I have told you before that you should let your little brother play with your toys half of the time." So Lisa said, "Yeah, I've been doing that, Mom. I take the bike going downhill and he takes it uphill." The angry father shouting from top of the stair to his kid, "Young man, I didn't hear the clock strike 4 when you brought my daughter in." You did, sir. It was going to strike 11, but I grabbed it and held the gong so it wouldn't disturb you." The father muttered, "Oh my God, why didn't I think of that in my courting days?" This answer. Okay, they talk about Irish and Scottish here. There must be British joke. But don't believe it, okay? It's just a joke. An Irish called the travel agency. "How long does it take for me to fly to London?" So the clerk wanted to have a look at the timetable. So he said to him, "1 minute, sir, please." 1 minute. So the Irish say, "Thank you very much." And cut off the phone. A Scottish man came back home from England. His family asked, "How is London?" So the Scottish man replied, "Not bad, not bad, but the English are very strange. When I was at the hotel, my neighbor knocked on the wall the whole night." "What were you doing then?" "Nothing. I was just playing the drum for the whole night." Okay, another one. An Irish went to London on holiday and he stayed at his first-class hotel. A porter picked up the luggage and let him into his room. The Irish complained angrily, "Look, don't think I am from Ireland and you let me live in such a small room." The porter explained right away, No, don't be angry, sir. This is an elevator." A customer shouted angrily, "Waiter, I can't tell whether this is coffee or tea. It tastes like gasoline." So the waiter say, If it tastes like gasoline, then it is positively is coffee." Because the waiter continued, "Our tea tastes like turpentine." At a party, Johnny was a little bit drunk and began to flirt with a sexy woman. At that moment, his wife came over and said to him, "Don't forget to remind me to apply some medicine on your swollen eyes when you are back home." Johnny was puzzled. "But my eyes are not swelling?" The wife said, "We are not home yet." Friday was payday, so Johnny did not go home after work. He used up his wage to enjoy himself with friends during the whole weekend. On Sunday evening, he came back home, where his outrageous wife was waiting for him. His wife scolded him continuously for an hour for what he did. In the end, she stopped bugging, asking him, "How did you feel if you cannot see me for 3 successive days?" Johnny said, "I feel pretty good." Monday passed by. He could not see his wife at all. Tuesday and Wednesday passed by. He still could not see her. It was Thursday. The sweat went down a little, so he could see his wife from the corner of his left eye. The manager of a restaurant called his waitresses together and say, "Woman, today I want you all look your best. Greet every customer with a smile and kind word." So one of the waitresses asked, "What's up? Some big shots are coming today?" So the manager say, No, food is a little bit lousy today." One day, 2 schoolgirls went to the library to review lessons. Kate was helping Lily with the revision. "What's the meaning of this word?" So Lily scratched her head and said, "I forgot. Beat me." So Kate beat Lily and then told her the meaning of the word. A few days later, they went to the library together again. Kate asked Lily again the meaning of that word. Lucy scratched her head again and said, "I only remember that you beat me." A man said, "I can't eat this food. Call the manager." So the waitress said, "It's no use, sir. He cannot eat it either." We went to the cemetery to pay respect to my mother-in-law. We bought big bunches of chrysanthemum in downtown and put them before mother-in-law's tomb. My son asked his dad, "Why bought this type of flowers only?" So Dad said, "It is because people come to graveyards only with chrysanthemum." So the boy asked again, "Did Grandma really like chrysanthemum?" Dad said, "I don't know." My son turned to me and said, "Mom, I know you like baby's breath flowers. I will buy them for you after you die." I replied helplessly, "You can buy it now, not waiting till that moment." A meek little man timidly touched the arm of a man putting on an overcoat in a restaurant. "Excuse me, sir, but do you happen to be Mr. Smith of New Orleans?" The guy said, "No, I'm not." "Why?" And the timid man said, "Well, you see, I am, and that's his coat that you are putting on." At a job interview, the boss asked a woman, "How many kids do you have?" She said, 5. The boss asked, "What are their names?" She replied, "Johnny, Johnny, 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 and Johnny." The boss said, "All of them are called Johnny? So what to do when you call them to have meals?" So she said, "It's easy. I call Johnny once and they will all come." The boss asked again, "If you want to call a specific kid, what to do?" So she said, "It's easier. I call their surnames." Different father. Okay. Oh, everybody knows. My God, you're so smart. Such a smart kid you are. Husband said to the wife, "Would you have married me if my father not left a large amount of money? The wife say, I would, no matter who left you a lot of money. Training dogs, huh? An expensively dressed lady was selecting fruit. Her dog was licking the apples on the shelf, one after another. The boss was a little annoyed, but still politely asked the lady to watch her dog. So she at once shouted at the dog strictly, Stop licking! The apples are not washed, they're dirty. Customer, what flavors of ice cream do you have? A hoarse voice waiter say, vanilla, strawberries and chocolate. Customer, do you have laryngitis? Laryngitis. The waiter said, no, just vanilla, strawberry and chocolate. The shop customer, the way food prices are going up, it soon will be cheaper to eat the money. A waiter say to customer, would you like your coffee black, sir? The customer say, what other colors do you have? The customer asked the waitress, what's this fly doing in my soup? You know? So the waiter say, swimming. The son asked father, is it true, Dad, that men in some African countries don't know their wives until they get married? So the father said, yeah, but not only in Africa, all over the world. You know it. All of the men know that. Big mistake, huh? Oops. Yeah. Customer complain. Waitress, why is my donut all smashed? So the waitress say, you said you wanted a cup of coffee and a donut and step on it. I mean quick, but she stepped on the donut. Yeah. A friend of mine was complaining about her husband angrily. Suddenly, she turned to her little son asking, if mommy and daddy have a quarrel, which side will you stand by? Thinking for a little while, the boy said firmly, I will stand aside. Very smart. A sick-looking patient said to the doctor, the wild dogs outside my window kept barking through the night. I am driven crazy. The doctor prescribed some sleeping pill for him. A week later, the patient came back and looked more sick. So the doctor asked, the sleeping pills don't work? The patient replied in a low voice, I run after the dogs every I run after the dogs every night and caught only one. But it didn't take the pills. A girl came home from a ball held at school, and her mother asked how she enjoyed herself. So she said that it was okay, but two boys fought for her. The mother was happy, thinking that her daughter was welcome. The daughter then said, neither the boy would like to dance with me, so they push each other to me. Fight for her. A friend asked the other, whenever does your wife have the fewest words? So the friend said, in February. The first friend said, but why? The second friend said, because there are only 28 days. Customer complained, This food isn't fit for a pig. So the waiter said, I'm sorry, sir, I will bring you some that is. Terrible. A policeman was searching for those who didn't wear safety helmet at the crossing. Soon he stopped an elderly man who didn't wear a helmet. So the policeman said, Sir, don't you know that you will be fined for not wearing a helmet? Helmet, right? The elderly man said, Why do I have to wear it? When I fought in the 823 battle, I survived without a helmet. Why should I wear a helmet riding a motorcycle? The policeman said, The bullet haven't got eyes, but I have. John, look, Joe, why are you always trying to impress me? So you spoke to the waiter in French. So big deal. So what good is it to know French? What did he tell you, waiter? So the waiter said, he told me to give you the bill. So Peggy went to church with her parents. The priest was describing the situation of the doomsday. He said, at that time, thunders, lightning, and disaster will fall from heaven with the growing seawater, floods, explosion, etc., etc. So Peggy asked suddenly, will schools also have holiday that time? Mother pointed at the fish tank and said to Mary, look, kid, this is the human eating fish. So in the fish tank, a mother fish said to the small fish, look, kid, this is the fish eating human. Who is eating who, huh? Middle age is when you know all the answers, but nobody asks you anymore. Nobody asks the question. 3 states of man: youth, middle age, and you are looking fine. Where are we? Looking fine. There are 3 ways to tell if you are getting old. First, a loss of memory. Second, what was it? The hardest decision in life is when to start middle age. You decide. When? Don't care. Oh man, talking about middle age is so depressing, huh? One day John went fishing by the riverside and was spotted by a policeman. The policeman went over and asked, don't you see the sign? No fishing here. Violator will be fined $1,000. So John defended, I'm not fishing, but taking my worm swimming in the water for fun. Seeing the little boy decline the charge, the policeman continued, sir, your worms are not wearing swimsuits. So according to the regulations, they are to be fined $500. Offensive in the public, huh? A pretty girl driving a car stopped before a traffic light in the downtown for a long time and was not leaving. So the policeman watched her for a while, and at last he went over and asked, Madam, don't you like any of the colors of the traffic lights? The school has just released the grades of final exam. Mom asked Lisa, I heard Rose next door got 99 points in math. What about you? So Liza said proudly, I got 1 more point than hers. Mom was happy. You got 100 points, girl? Liza say, no, I got 9.9. A distinctive businessman, Jack, told his son one day, Jack, I have selected a girl whom you are to marry. Son, but I will select myself the girl I will marry. So Jack said, but this girl is Bill Gates' daughter. So the son said, well, in that case, at a party, Jack also walked to Bill Gates, the richest tycoon. And Jack said, let me recommend a good husband for your daughter. So Bill Gates said, my daughter does not want to get married yet. Jack said, but this young man I mentioned is a vice president of the World Bank. Bill Gates said, well, in that case. So Jack went to meet the president of the World Bank and Jack said, I would like to recommend a young man for the post of vice president. You know already, right? So the president of the World Bank said, I have a number of vice presidents, enough already. And Jack said, but this young man I mentioned is Bill Gates' son-in-law. The president of the World Bank, well, in that case. Eventually, Jack's son married Bill Gates' daughter and became a vice president of the World Bank, So the dad was successful. Business are done like that. I wish we could negotiate like that with heaven, huh? You just can say to the Lord of Karmas, you know who I am? I am the saints in heaven. Yeah, because oh man, we did talk a lot, huh? Are you okay, guys? Yes. Now you may eat some cakes then. You happy? Are you? Are you happy? Yes. Absolutely. There, boys. Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. Yes, and okay. You have enough, guys? Yeah. Or if not enough, you come take some more. Blanket. Không á, họ chịu cái chiên à. Mình tao cũng lão đây. Chị Giang à. I don't see you get over at all. Ủa, anh nào cũng lão. Okay? Okay. As if you don't have it at home. There you are. It's my love, okay? Just love, huh? Not the cake, right? We don't have enough, right? We didn't have enough. Dream, how would you have a dream? Yeah, the hand's not enough. You guys okay now? Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Never enough, huh? Never enough. Got it. Got it. Got it. Never enough, right? Never. so angry. What kind of... Okay, guys. Yes,